Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the Brunel Institute, our collection, what we have in them, and the stories that the archive generates. I brought Brunel here with me because he features quite a lot in our collection, and I'll start off by my favorite object from the Brunel archive, which is his facts book. I like to think of it as his Wikipedia, his Google, a volume, a bound volume of information, collated information into fold-outs and inserts. A geeky and compulsive way, if you will, of organizing his thoughts and all the associated information to his work in alphabetical order. Prices, stores, locations, anything that he might want to know. There's even a whole page dedicated to making square holes. So he liked to keep his information into detail. You can see on the first line, it was supposedly quite a tedious and difficult task to achieve. So he wanted to know that. But I think the magic in this collection, the Brunel archive, is also in the detail. And you see in the next slide, below the drawings of the Great Eastern, there's a tiny little profile of a man looking into a lookout pipe. And it's that kind of information that you see in between his technical drawings, his engineering work, two ladies in a cart in the very top diary there, just the very back pages of the diary, a boy drawing a camel, a personal side to Brunel, something outside his scientific and engineering approach, if you will, to his work, his side thoughts. Okay, and his instruments. What a great link from this archive and the works on paper to his final achievement, like the SS Great Britain, for example, in a mahogany case inscribed with his initials, the very tools. We have them here in the Brunel archive. Can you imagine a 6-year-old Brunel? This is from 1812. The earliest drawing attributed to Brunel that we have in our collection. And Inzabard is written by his father. I don't think he could have written that well at that age. And a funny Brunel as well, a caricature of Admiral Sertorius. I think it actually looks like Brunel himself, if you pay a little closer attention, but a funny side to the man as well. Brunel the person, not necessarily the engineer. But also in our collection, we have a great selection of passenger diaries, passengers that were on board the ship, the SS Great Britain, and some amazing accounts of what they would have experienced on the ship for the 60 days of the travel. There is an incident of a sheep thrown into the steerage cabins one night just for fun. Someone with a photography hobby in 1873, which is quite cutting edge at the time, as well as someone on board with an electric shock apparatus used to cure laryngitis, if you're interested. If you wanted to bring a pet on board, you had to pay £5. If you didn't declare your pet, then it was auctioned. Sorry, you lost it. But not all stories are as funny or as gossipy or comical as that. This is the Alan Gilmore diary from 1852. We have this in our collection, and we can manage his. We can see his journey from the UK all the way to Australia, his accounts and everything that he went through on board. There's a wonderful drawing inside that was used as well in the reconstruction of the SS Great Britain of the steerage cabins, the layout of the ship, how second-class citizens would have lived and survived for the journey of those 60 days. There's a lovely fold-out map in the very back of the diary where he tracks his journey all the way to Australia, and it's dated. And it's just fine details of that nature that we can draw so much information from. And we follow Alan Gilmore's life all the way to Australia. There's a letter in our collection that he writes back to his uncle to inform him of the unfortunate death of his father. And you can see on the very top, I hope you can see it in the back, he lives in Tent Corner in Melbourne. So again, a little bit about the life in Victorian times and such wonderful resource in our collection. So if you're excited about any of those items or you're curious or intrigued, well, come and visit us. We're just on the side, just a couple of meters away from where you're sitting. We're accessible to all. You're all welcome. The best part, we are free. You need to bring, well, that's right. You need to bring some ID with you if you want to access any of our collection. We have thousands of objects that will keep you informed and entertained and intrigued, I hope. Over 6,000 books and periodicals in our library to keep you busy. And I'll finish with a final thought. The SS Great Britain is a center for study and conservation and historical material. But just a final quote from one of the diaries. We know that men were chained and gagged for drunkenness and disorderly conduct on board. So you keep that in mind for tonight. All right, thank you.